The stock market may be sinking, but what's rising is the price of gold. Economists say a modern-day gold rush is underway, and that's because confidence in paper currency is fading fast. Joining me now to talk more about this topic is Adrian Douglas, CEO of Market Force Analysis and the Director of the Gold Antitrust Action Committee. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Mr. Douglas, let's get right down to it. What is the reason for the gold demand surge?
The reason why gold demand is surging is for all the traditional reasons, is that gold is a store of wealth. And it's been a store of wealth for over 6,000 years of recorded history. But gold is also a unique financial asset in that when you buy gold bullion, it has no counterparty risk. You don't rely on any third party for your gold to store your wealth. Every other financial asset has what we call counterparty risk. And this is why investors are turning to gold, because they are starting to get worried about their bank deposits, because they're scared the banks will not be solvent. They're starting to get worried about their stock portfolio, because they are scared the companies they've invested in are not going to stay in business. And they are concerned about their bond portfolio because they're scared that governments will default on sovereign debt. Gold eliminates all of these counterparty risks, and this is the issue that is now driving investors towards gold.
What about people that possibly do not have portfolios? They have a little bit of savings in the bank. Should those people take their money out of the bank and buy gold?
Yes, they should. Gold and silver will go to astronomic numbers as fiat currencies are inflated to very little purchasing power. The US government is announcing almost on a daily basis how many more trillions of dollars they're going to put into the system, and this is money that's created out of nothing. It has no backing, and this will eventually lead to hyperinflation and will reduce the purchasing power of fiat currencies. So how can you protect yourself? Well, by taking that money out of the bank and buying gold from a broker, and you must own physical gold. There are a lot of gold substitutes out there which are paper promises for gold, and they won't protect you. You need to have either allocated gold or gold in your hot, sweaty hands that you own yourself.
Tangibly holding it and having it in your home?
Yes. In the interim, while gold prices go very high, people will be able to cash in their gold for fiat currency as and when they need it.
You are the director of the Gold Antitrust Action Committee, and from what I read, GATA has been blowing the whistle on the suppression of the gold market for over 10 years. What does that mean, that there was a suppression of a gold market in the U.S. for over a decade?
This was what led to GATA being formed in the first place. In 1999, we recognized that there was a total mismatch between the demand for gold and its price performance. And we've amassed a lot of evidence over the years that have shown that the gold market has been suppressed. And this suppression is an effort to maintain the value of the US dollar and also to keep interest rates low. The whole mechanism for this has been described in a paper by Lawrence Summers, who was an ex-Treasury Secretary, but when he was the professor of economics at Harvard University, he wrote a paper called The Gibson Paradox and the Gold Standard. In that research, he explains how in a freely traded gold market, the real interest rates and the gold price should move in inverse relationship to each other. In other words, if real interest rates are low, the gold price should be high, and vice versa. What we've seen through the 90s and most of this decade is that we've had a low gold price and low interest rates. So the inference from Lawrence Summers' own work is that the gold market is not freely traded, and it's been suppressed.
Lawrence Summers is part of President Obama's cabinet.
Yes, he is one of President Obama's economic advisors, and so we can surmise that the suppression of the gold price is ongoing and alive and well.
You have referred to this as basically a Ponzi scheme.
Yes, the Western central banks, but with the ringleader as the Federal Reserve and the US government, have instigated this scheme of suppressing the gold price. And this is what is at the core of Robert Rubin's strong dollar policy, that if you can suppress the gold price and not make it a free market, then you can have low interest rates and a low gold price. And the low gold price essentially switches off the fire alarm in the financial system. What was the purpose of the strong dollar? Well, it was so that the US government could issue lots of dollars without the alarm bells going off. The benefit for the US has been to live beyond their means. They've managed to import goods from foreign countries, and they have paid for them essentially with overvalued treasury debt. And they have even been so successful they've convinced other